kiro ekikeesezza olwaleero w'ebityo we byabadde ennyonyi eyo nga egwa mu maka ga President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Bobi Wine era basobodde okubanga bamutwala ku ssaawa nga zikunukkiriza eyo mu mukaaga. Kati nina mamaso ayogera embeera before nga tebannaba kubanga babawamba nga babatwala wabula agakogwawo kati ku makya ag'olunaku leero Bobi Wine mu rubber style mu obwakibanda bwali asobodde okubanga adduka. Njagala sooka nkwama maso nga ayogera ebyabaddewo ekiro nga tebannaba kubanga babawamba nkuwene Solomon Kampala mutabani waabwe omukulu nga akakasa nti Bobi Wine amaze okubanga atoloka ku basajja wabula maama we ayitibwa Kyagulanyi Barbara Itungo Babi Kyagulanyi ye akyali mu buwambe. Sooka olabe wabula nkusaba like nga video eno gisharinge eddukire ddala mmwe ffenna abatali mu Uganda njagala tuwulirize bulungi nnyo ebintu bino ebifa mu ggwanga lya Uganda
Jaba koma masolo.
Tawajiriwa.
Ono sheriff.
Yes, kuwulira.
Bana situation yeri etya?
Abasajja bayingira bagala kumenya nnyumba. Baleese ebitampalinga ne kamera ne bazijjako ne baleeta amadaala ne balinya side ne basooka bakutula waya zaffe ez'amasannyalaze. Ne batuteerako obuzindaalo bawulira bye twagala mu bbanga nga helicopter we bayamba bweyitako bwe bateekeddeko ekitaala ekinene bwe bakola amataala agamu bagaggyeko side emu tize bwe ndabye nga byeskaleti nze n'enkuba enduulu ne sheriff ne tukuba enduulu kyalo kiramba ne basooka retreatinga but they are going to come back. They are definitely coming back. Baliko muhumuza yabakulembedde batuggalidde bataddeko ebijjegere ku zigate. Sheriff kansake malirize wano naye nga tuli ku bunkeeka basajja bano bagenda by all means tetusobola kukeesa.
I have received some information that amidst the raids, my father and presidential candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was able to escape from the military as they were breaking into the home and destroying all the property. But currently, at this moment, my mother, Barbara Kyagulanyi, is still under house arrest. No one is allowed to come in. She's not allowed to get out. The situation is still very unsafe.
Bobi Wine ye asobodde okubanga atuluka ate oboolyawo wetwogera ssaawa zineno njagala kusaba ompe comment ku bino byonna abantu nno akigambibwa kati oyogola ba Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi amasasi gavuze mu nnyumba ye ne mama we naso okubanga azirika abantu abasoba mu 10 babadde awangala nabo bakubiddwa amasasi ne bafiirawo byonna biri eyo mu ggwanga lya Uganda ensi oboolyawo tenaba kubanga ebamanyisa kati njagala okubanga mu kwa Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi ye Vice President wa Bobi Wine era nga yakulira ye Vice President mu Buganda okusinga ddala gwe bazza mu kifo kya Mpuuga mu kifo kya NUP ono nno bamukubye ebyaddala emigo emizibu wetogera abapaka abamu abawangudde nga Ivan Chayune bali ku kitanda abalala bali mu makomera ab'ekibiina ki National Unity Platform okuva eyo mu ggwanga lya Uganda okusinza ku mawulire ate bwe gasoma njagala kubanga nkwa Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi ayogere ate maasawo nina n'ababaka abalala n'embeera nga bweri mu ggwanga erya Uganda byonna byonna obutambi tusobola okuba nga tubufuna ate oboolyawo embeera bweti bweri.
I'm the member of parliament. I'm the member of parliament for Chadondo County East. I've received distress calls, but specifically there has been a call from the security personnel, the person in charge of the security and gate inside the President Kyagulanyi's home, crying out that President's house at Magere has been attacked by intruders donned in army and military uniform with the masks, that they use the ladders to climb over the fence. They also cut security wires, that they first disconnected the power, so it is a blackout. But as well, we have seen a helicopter or a plane flying over with light. The roads accessing President Kyagulanyi's home have been sealed off. We can't have access. Even when I talk to some of the media, they told me they chased them away as early as today. But this attack and the breakthrough, the break into President Kyagulanyi's home is happening now. We cannot ascertain the status of President Kyagulanyi or his family, but at least from the security personnel, he called me, crying out that the home has been attacked and is powerless. And the military, we have tried to locate all the access roads. They are all covered by military. We are demanding that the military must vacate President Chagulanyi's home. We also demand to know the status and life the status of President Chagulanyi and his family. They are more likely to be in at risk and in danger. I don't know if they have been already kidnapped or they are still being tortured. I cannot tell, but I only comment from the distress call I personally received from the security personnel, and also a collaboration from the neighbors that they have had the security askari crying out for help inside the fence.
Okay, tweyanza nnyo honorable. Oyo abadde mu Wada Nkunyingi, Member of Parliament, Kyaddondo East, wali ku Ghetto TV, President awambiddwa wetwogerera wano. Omukulembeze w'eggwanga awambiddwa, katugende ewa muganda waffe Ashraf Kasirye. Ashraf Kasirye
w'abantu ababattira munda mu nnyumba nga tebalina ku luguudo, babattidde munda omwo mu nnyumba. Badde banoonya nze n'olugulu luleme okugula, ne bajja bagezeeko bagule luno ne balukuba amasasi. N'endowooza bwe lweggudde ate ne bakitegeera nti bamaze okutta abantu wawona abadde emirambo abantu 10 nga bamaze obbatta. Basaso yayise ono gonna musaayi awo ne baddamu ne bakola rawundi y'amasasi amangi ennyo okumala eddakiika nga 15. Oyinza okulowooza wano waliwo Kenya yalumbye Uganda.
Of the DLR forms. My agent was telling me a lot of ballot stuffing happened, but regardless, we want to say, despite all the factors that happened, we have secured our win, but I am not yet happy because I also need to learn what is going to come from the presidential election so that we can change Uganda into a new Uganda, as we have always been talking about. However, I need to speak to those in the electoral process, Chairman Electoral Commission. As someone who is administering the justice when it comes to election in Uganda, I think we need to look for. Let's think about Uganda. Let's avoid self-seeking goals, things that will put Uganda into trouble. We come into election not to fight. This is not a battle. This is not a war. We are here to bring ourselves to those who are going to vote us, and people will choose their leaders. And we believe that's the democracy we are talking about. Let's have a free and fair election rather than going into battle, rather than going into running battles. I was telling my campaign agent and those who saw me where I voted, I got a lot of issues. The soldiers were chasing us from the voting areas. And they also arrested some of our people. I think that should stop. stop, because we are looking at a new Uganda. Don't think about yourself, please think about the Uganda for tomorrow. Don't work for the people that you're seeing in the government, because today they are here, but tomorrow they are going to be no more. Let's try to think about our Uganda.
So as a new member of the National Unity Platform, I want to work with everybody because we want to work for the people. What we have seen will not push Uganda ahead. Long live Uganda. Long live humanity.
Okay, thank you, my fellow contestant.
The support from the people of Chira municipality, which was strongly spoken yesterday, has been affirmed by the Electoral Commission. I'm glad that the people came out to support us in huge numbers, and I'm glad that they bought the message that we've been representing to them, that we are bringing leadership which is not only closer to them, but also competent, based, and effective representation. It also affirmed, that win also affirmed what we always say, that the people have always, the people of Chira have always embraced the NUP message, the NUP values, and I think on the part of the party, that was a win for all of us. And given the competence of the leader they are getting, I think it's a win for the municipality as well. It was a bit uncanny that we took over 9 hours without the Commission declaring or affirming that win. By 6 a.m. this morning, I had got the declaration of results forms from all the 314 polling stations of Chira, signed by those who had agents. We had won comfortably in over 298 of those stations, and we knew the results of each and every person. So it was quite surprising that East, with all its machinery, would take another 9 hours to make that simple declaration. So we thought that that was deliberate, and it was even more suspicious that we saw a candidate who was third, who we defeated with over 18,000 votes, holding suspicious meetings around the tallying center, purporting seeking to be declared as well. We are glad that the Electoral Commission officials affirmed the strong will of the people of Chira. The low voter turnout is attributable to the incompetences and ineffectiveness of the Electoral Commission. Even if you look at Wakiso, which has over 1.4 million registered voters, the voter turnout was not even a quarter. Chira municipality, some of the biggest polling stations like Kasokoso Beach, Adra, voting started at as late as 2 p.m. Never mind that these people were there at those stations at 6 a.m. So I think it was well calculated to ensure that people get frustrated and leave these polling areas. We think that the low voter turnout is directly as a result of the incompetence of the Electoral Commission.